tumble. Next time, be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork, fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on, smash. Put in the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash.
With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Get him. Ready.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Double dog. That's the way.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
It's our time. Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Hey, exit. Come on, D. Mike 54. Now.
On 3rd down, Rutherford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kevin Byard, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, gets the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Watch the slant. He's crossing. He's checking.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. You got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
He'll look to throw, and he finds McLaurin. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Gurley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 27-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Back to the ground game here. Gurley. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Todd Gurley. Touchdown number 18 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. Rutherford. Escaping the pressure right. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Let's go, D-type. Protein spill. Check 37. Shoot.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to third down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
Score! General West! Check! Under team. Five! Decrypt!
To throw on 3rd down, Rutherford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
At first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Hey, watch a slant.
2nd and 11. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Chambers. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Chambers. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a 1st down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Gurley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Clear.
From the gun, Rutherford. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with second and very long. The setup to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on third and forever, he'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, you know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Check, walk 54, walk 54. Yeah, you don't want nothing. Go.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
They're Here's 2nd and 8. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? In this case, they managed to get it done.
Looking to throw. Rutherford flush to his right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Second and 5. Over the middle, complete. That's Chambers. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Gurley. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down.
1st down, Los Angeles.
Here we go. It's a play. 22, jet cover. 22, jet cover.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Aaron Donald in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long.
57, Mike, 57.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
2nd and 13. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback. No matter the situation in there, the defense won the battle. Back to throw. Rutherford eluding the pressure right. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
It's just me and you.
Operating from the gun, Rutherford. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
I got you, son. Hey, high 7. Get it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rutherford, he's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Rutherford, buying time. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A run with Gurley there on 1st down, going to get about 4 yards. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Another carry now for Gurley. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Oh, he bowls over it. And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
50, plant. Let's pick it up. Two-jet bomber. Two-jet bomber. Let's get off the field. Check 50. Check 50. 54.
Off play action. Rutherford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it, and he lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. 2nd and 15. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Over the middle, complete. That's Chambers. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check 13. Check 13. Hey, lock it.
To throw on 2nd down. Rutherford. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. That one is caught by Hunt. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rutherford. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing it in here on second down, this time complete.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Escaping the pressure right. And James has it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 24 yards. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll run it. It's Mack. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here?
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done sometimes when you open.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer.
Everyone felt like this game was over, but to be able to stay in it, put together a drive, score a touchdown, that's got to be a positive for them.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is down to 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 6. Going to throw right side here, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. Now a draw play for Gurley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They run. It's Gurley. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll drop to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Looking to throw. Rutherford. And he completes it to Hunt. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. From the gun, Rutherford. He completes this one to Mack. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way. Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Rutherford. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Go!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking to throw. Rutherford. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was a safety, Kevin Byard, that time, who was able to knock it away. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, Haywood!
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Hey, Alpha!
On 4th down, Rutherford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going, and a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go. Set. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
On the keeper. A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They set the goal beginning of the year. Hey, let's win 7 games. Unfortunately, with this loss, they can't do it.
So now it'll be interesting to see how they respond as a team, because sometimes when you set goals, if you don't achieve them, you don't care anymore. You let everything else go. I want to see if they're going to continue to fight, scratch, claw, do whatever to try and get as many wins as possible, even if it doesn't reach their stated number.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.
S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asked my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. Early I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bro. Lifting up. never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Putting live from the winter side, ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired, you will never know. You ain't never tried, work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple. Pac used to throw up.